All right, we're working on the assignment for section 3, and it's the application problems that deal with mixtures. It says this is the 24th hardest homework. While it's easier than yesterday's, it's still pretty difficult. Make sure you watch the video. Students save 30 minutes as well as better understanding the process by watching the video. The average time is 52 minutes. All right, so let's get started. First question is from chapter 2. Okay. The Palmyra Triangle has a perimeter of 2,000 miles. The side of the middle length is 3 times the shortest. The longest side is 2 times as long as the middle side. Okay, so since the middle side is 3s, it's twice as long as that. So we have 2 times 3s plus s plus 3s is 2,000. This is 6s plus another s is 7s plus 3s is 10s is 2,000. Divide both sides by 10, so the shortest side is 200 miles. And the middle side is 3 times that long, so it's 600 miles. And the longest side is twice that, so that's 1,200 miles. Okay, another word application. This one is using the chart again. Okay, we've got a 3x3 chart with the box down at the bottom. He has $90,000 to invest in stocks. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta get that right. He has $90,000 in stocks to invest at 5%. 0.05. How much additional money should he invest in certificates of a deposit paying 2%? So that the average is 3%. Okay? So, let's call this certificates of deposit C. So we have 90,000 times 0.05. Mode 1 computer or computation. 90,000 times 0.05 is $4,500 in interest here. Okay, these two add up to C plus 90,000, and this is 0.02 C. This is 0.03 C plus 90,000 times 0.03 is 2,700. Oops, I wrote that in the wrong spot. Should be down here, 0.03 C plus 2,700. And this is what you get when you add 0.02 C plus 4,500. So those two are equal. We have 0.02 C plus 4,500 equals 0.03 C plus 2,700. Subtract 0.02 C from each side. And that takes care of those, so let's subtract 2,700 from each side. And we get 0.01 C is 4,500 minus 2,700 is 1800 is 0.01 C, so divide by both sides by 0.01. And we get 180,000 should be in certificates of deposit. 180,000. Oops. Next one. Another make a chart problem. A pharmacist wishes to make a solution that is 7% minoxidil. She has on hand 90 milliliters, that is a 5% solution. Amount, percent, so this is 0.05. 90 times 0.05. And she wants to have 0.07%. And she wants to add 0.09% to get that. Let's call this added. So when you add going down, you get 90 plus A. And when you multiply going across, 90 times 0.05 is 4.5. This is 0.09A. 90 times 0.07 is 6.3 plus oops, I'm writing that in the wrong spot again. 6.3 plus 0.07A. This is where we write the add going down, 4.5 plus 0.09A. So we have 4.5 plus 0.09A equals 6.3 plus 0.07A. Subtract 0.07A from both sides. And that'll take care of these over here. And then subtract 4.5 from each side. That'll take care of these here. And you have 0.02A equals 6.3 minus 4.5. 1.8. Divide both sides by 0.02. And you get the added is 90 milliliters. So she should add 90 milliliters. All right. Now we're on to section 4, another word problem from chapter 2. School production of Our Town was a big success. For opening night, 494 tickets were sold. Students paid $350 each, while non-students paid $550 each. If the total was $2,011 was collected, how many students and how many non-students attended? So we have 2,011 was collected. These are $350 each, and these are $550 each. Let's call this students. We know the total was 494. We don't need to worry about multiplying because it already was multiplied. And so this will be 494 minus students. So this is 3.5 students. 494 times 5.5 is 2717 minus 5.5 students. And you add those two together, you get 2717 minus 2 students. So 2011 equals 2717 minus 2 students. Subtract 2717 from each side, and you get 706 negative is negative 2s, so divide by 2, negative 2, and you get this number of students was 353. Since there were a total of 494, there must have been 141 non-students. 353 and 141. All right. Number 6. We might have to. It's thinking. All right. Now we've got a problem that we can use 2 variables for. Here we go. Let's get our calculator up too while we're at it. Come on now. My pencil is giving me problems here. Okay. All right. The perimeter of a rectangular rug is 24 feet. The length and the width. So 24, we know from the formula for perimeter, is twice the length plus twice the width. 24 is 2L plus 2W. And then it says the length is 2 feet longer than the width. L equals width plus 2. Now we can use substitution on this one. 24 equals 2 parentheses, W plus 2. Wherever we see length, we're going to write W plus 2 plus 2W. 24 equals 2W plus 4 plus another 2W. Combine these two and subtract 4 from each side. We have 20 is 4W. Divide both sides by 4. We have the width is 5, and we have the length is 7. Now we could also solve this using our calculator. 2L plus 2W equals 24, and L minus W, we're going to put the W on the other side, equals 2. And then you just enter that into your, remember it's mode 5-1, and you should be able to get the same answer. Okay, so it's 5 feet wide and 7 feet long. Number 7. Oops. At the concession stand, 3 hot dogs, let's call them D for dogs, plus 4 burgers cost $11.50. And 4 hot dogs and 3 hamburgers cost $11.25. All right. You can solve this by multiplying the top equation by negative 4 and the bottom equation by 3. Top equation becomes negative 12D minus 16B equals 11.5 times 4 is $46. 12D plus 9B is 11.25 times 3 is 33.75. Add those two equations together. These are eliminated, and you have negative 7B is negative 12. This should be negative 46. Negative 12.25. So divide that by negative 7. You get, I did something wrong. 12.25 divided by 7. Okay, let's see where we made a mistake. 12, 9, 33. 11.5 times 4 is 46. negative 46, 33.75 is 12.25 by 7. So a burger costs $1.75. We want to know how much a dog costs. We can go back here to the beginning, and let's this time multiply the top equation by negative 3 and the bottom equation by positive 4, and we get negative 9d minus 12b equals 11.50 times 3 is negative 34.50, and 16d plus 12b is 4 times 11.25 is $45. And we get 7d is minus 34.50 is 10.50. So a hot dog costs $1.50. 1.5. Now what's interesting, and then the hamburger, I forgot what that cost. Hamburger costs $1.75. You could have just entered these two formulas into your calculator and you would have gotten it right away. It would have saved yourself a lot of time. 1.75. All right, next one. A mixture problem. One canned juice drink is 30% orange juice, and another is 5% orange juice. We want to get 8% orange juice out of them. Okay, so let's call this one strong and this one weak. And we end up with 25 liters. Okay, so this is 0.30 strong and this is 0.05 weak. And we know they add up to 25 times 0.08, they add up to 2. So here's our two equations here. We would write S plus weak is 25, 0.30S plus 0.05 weak is 2. Just enter those two on your calculator. 125. Let's see here. Number 5. 1. 1 equals 1 equals 25. And the other one is 0.3, 0.05, 2. And we get X is 3. So S is 3. And W is 22. So we need 3 liters of the 30% and 22 liters of the 5%. Number 9. Sarah Mee blends coffee for tasty delight. She needs to prepare 180 pounds of blended coffee beans, selling for $4.63 per pound. She plans this by blending together some high-quality beans at $6 per pound and some cheaper beans at $3.25 per pound. So our two equations are going to be this one and this one. Well, we have to multiply going across here first, and this is 6h, 3.25h, and 180 times 4.63 is $833.40. So our two equations are h plus c is 180, and 6h plus 3.25, that's supposed to be a c, is 83.40. Let's enter that on our calculator. Mode 5-1, and it'll be 1 equals 1 equals 180, and 6 equals 3.25 equals 833.40, and we get x is 90 pounds, and C, or H is 90 pounds, and C is, the cheap ones, is 89.6. Since it says to the nearest pound, we'll say 90 pounds. So she should have 90 pounds, oops, of each. All right, number 10. Another investment problem. Okay, we have 9,500. Part of it is invested at 0.10, and part of it is invested at 0.08, and the total yield is 870. I gotta erase that. 878. So let's call this the high rate and this the low rate. 0.10 high, 0.08 low. So H plus low, remember it's going to be this column, is 9,500, and this column, 0.10H plus 0.08L equals 878. Let's enter that on our calculator. Mode 5-1, and it'll be 1 equals 9,500, and 0.1 and 0.08 and 878. And we get X is, so H is 5,900, and the low is 3,600. So 5,900 and 3,600. Okay. Number 11, they even give us the chart. That should make it easy for us, huh? Oops, I gotta get the chart back up there. A train travels 100 kilometers in the same time that a plane covers 450 milliliters. So we have train and plane. I'm gonna call that the rate, T and P. Okay, the distance is 100, the distance is 450. If the speed of the train is 20 less than 5 times the speed of the train, find both speeds. So it says in the same amount of time, so the time doesn't matter here. The important part for our formula is going to be the speed of the plane is 20 miles per hour less than the speed of the train. So plane is 20 miles an hour, or 20 kilometers an hour less than 5 times the train. and the speed of the train the train travels 100 kilometers in the same amount of time that the plane covers 450 milliliters. So since the times are equal, we could say, let's fill in this column. This column will be 100 over t, and this column will be 450 over p. These two are equal, so 100 over t equals 450 over p. Let's cross multiply them so that they're equal. 100 p equals 450 t. And then we have the other equation right here. We could substitute. Let's try that. So 100 parentheses 5t minus 20 equals 450 t. 500t minus 2000 equals 450 t. Subtract 450 from both sides, 450t, and add 2000 to both sides, and you have 50t is 2000. Divide both sides by 50, you have t is 40. So the train is 40 kilometers an hour. The plane is 5 times that, minus 20, so that'd make it 180 kilometers an hour. Okay. So 40 and 180 are the two times there. 40 and 180. All right. Let's see here. I got to make sure I got this right. 100. Yep, that's how to solve it. All right, let's go on. Next one. I suppose we could have entered that one on the calculator. Let's rewrite these two equations so that they can go onto the calculator. This first equation is p minus 5t equals negative 20. And this other equation is 100p minus 450t equals 0. Then you could have entered them onto your calculator. Next one. Oops. Let me get my writing pad here. A store mixes Kentucky bluegrass worth $10 a pound and chewing fescue for $14 a pound. The mixture sells for $11 a pound. So we'll call this B for bluegrass, and this is F for fescue. And they want to make 288 pounds of the mixture. So B plus F equals 288. That's the first formula. 10B, 14F, and then 288 mode 1. 288 times 11 is 3168. So 10B plus 14F is 3168. So let's enter it into our mode 5-1 And we get 1 equals 288. Second equation is 10 equals 14 equals 3168. So our B is 6, and our F is 222 pounds. I'm going to 10B, 14F. That just doesn't seem right. Let's see if that, so 6. Okay, then we have to look at our equations again. Yeah, it doesn't seem right. Let's go back to our matrix. I have 1 equals, I see what I did wrong. I had 11. That Y is, so X is 216 and Y is 72. There we go, 216 and 72. And 72. I knew it was going to be more pounds of the bluegrass because the answer was closer to the bluegrass. Let's look at this one. Okay. It says in the figure Z is X plus 30. X and Y adds up to 110. Well, if that's true, determine a third equation involving X, Y, and Z. X plus Y plus Z has to equal 180. And then find the measure of the three angles. So X plus Y equals 110. And the other equation is Z equals X plus 30. Let's write all three equations the right way. X plus Y plus Z equals 110, or 180, excuse me. X plus Y plus 0Z equals 110. And move this over to this side. Negative X plus 0Y plus Z equals 30. Now let's enter that into our calculator. Mode 5. Now we're doing equation 2. 1 equals 1 equals 1 equals 180. Second row. 1 equals 1 equals 0 equals 110. Third row. Negative 1 equals 0 equals 1 equals 30. And we get X is 40. Y is 70. And Z is 70. So this is our first equation. X is, I forgot what I said now. 40, 70, 70. 40, 70, 70. Okay, and that's the end of the assignment.